Hey everyone, welcome back to the MB Studio, and today I'm with a brand new video for you guys. I'm going to be reviewing High School Musical, the musical, the series, Season 2, Episode 6, titled Yes and. And overall, I think this was a better episode, I think, because it had better character moments, I thought. We got more with the whole Ricky and Gina situation. We got some interesting stuff for Ricky and Nina's relationship moving forward, and Ashlyn and Gina, their friendship. So we've got some good moments this episode, but I'm still not really buying this whole North and East High rivalry. It really just seems kind of out of place to me, because I feel like, sure, we're getting rehearsal time, but I still don't feel like they're actually doing Beauty and the Beast. I still feel like they're having these nice character moments, and they're just kind of in a space together, and like, I'm not feeling any like Beauty and the Beast. Like last season, we felt High School Musical because that's the show, but I'm really just not feeling. I'm really not feeling the Beauty and the Beast characters, because I've watched it before, so I know, like, I don't know where they're going, because I feel like this whole rivalry is just taking over this whole Beauty and the Beast thing. I mean, they're both doing it. I'm hoping it comes out in a satisfying way at the end, but I don't know. Okay, so a good place to start, I think, is Miss Jen host a weekend improv rehearsal, just to try to come up with ways and just to practice so they can get back at North High. So this rivalry is really starting, and that next episode, I think, it's called Field Trip, and they're doing something in North High, and I think my primary action, I'll probably talk about that. So yeah, Miss Jen's kind of playing this whole thing, and no one really wants to be there because it's a weekend. Nene is allowed to skip, so she goes over to the pizza shop, and she is trying to write a song because her and Ricky have to perform a song together, and Ricky keeps calling her, kind of being a little bit controlling. Not necessarily controlling, but like, he keeps asking her when the song's gonna be done, and she's not sure yet. So I'm not sure when or if a breakup will happen, but it just definitely seems like it's gonna be in the works, just because I feel like there's so many I feel like ever since she got back, there's just been these interesting issues with them, and I feel like it's because they're so used to seeing each other all the time that I feel like they almost they're in each other's lives too much, and I think that is also a problem too. So I think that they're gonna really have to work on this issue, I think, in the future, because we don't want these two to break up necessarily. I mean, they're not my preferred couple, but I feel like they do really have sweet moments, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go with it. We also kind of have going on Gina still wrestling with the decision, is she gonna leave or not, because her mom got this job in Louisiana, so she's really just struggling with that. She tells Ashlyn a little bit later on, but I'll get to that a little bit later. So yeah, and then Nene keeps pressuring Courtney to tell Howie how she feels that, you know, she likes him, and Courtney is just, you know, she's never really put herself out there like that. I mean, she is like bold, you know, and like independent, but she tries not to, I think, just because, and maybe there's some like bad experience as to why like she's a little bit hesitant to like put herself out there, and I think a lot of people deal with that during their lives. I think that's just something that people struggle with. I mean, and look at Gina. I mean, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, but so yeah, and then we have Miss Jen and Ricky's dad going on a date, and they end up kissing, but Ricky kind of snaps at Miss Jen during improv because Ricky mentioned something about the Beast being alone in his castle, and he kind of wishes it can go back to that because it was like simpler times, and Miss Jen wants him to expand on the feeling, but then he kind of snaps at her, and he's just frustrated because of everything. Now, because of what happens in a little bit with the whole flashback, it makes me feel less bad for Ricky, and let's go ahead and talk about it. So yeah, Ashlyn and Gina, you know, they're kind of having like this stuff going on, a little bit of tension between them, and pretty much Gina tells Ashlyn that she's leaving, and Ashlyn is obviously upset, and then we see a flashback to the opening night, right after Ricky and Nene got back together. Gina walked in and pretty much confessed her feelings for Ricky, pretty much said, "I wouldn't quit on us if I wasn't moving away," and then they shared a hug, and then that just kind of ended, I think, that whole thing. So, okay, I'm glad we got this, just because I wanted to see why there was all this tension, and now I do understand why, because I just felt like there was like sudden tension between them. Um, I mean, even like when Gina came over to Ricky's apartment a few episodes back, there was like tension between them. So I was wondering where that came from, because I thought they were good friends, and without this scene, I do understand where they're coming from now, because Ricky pretty much rejected her here, even though we didn't see the full scene. So yeah, he didn't reciprocate her feelings. So that is just kind of why. That's just kind of what happened. So we got that story. It really was a beautiful scene. I've seen everyone talk about it on Twitter and stuff like that. It really was a beautiful scene, and I think it almost made me ship Rena even more. Not saying that they're gonna be endgame, because I think it's pretty obvious what our endgame ship is going to be. But I just feel like that. I just feel like they do have a lot of potential, honestly. Ricky and Gina, Rena, they do have a lot of potential, and I think that is going to be very interesting to see moving forward if they explore that or not, because I think there's a chance that they could, honestly. I think that they could do it in later seasons. Just right now, I feel like they're almost killing it at this point, but I feel like it'll come back around. I feel like this is kind of the end of them for now. We do have EJ and Gina. They call each other the Wonder Study group, so we kind of have maybe that as like a possible thing. And then Miss Jen decides, because Ricky's hurting so much, her and Mike decide not to date. So what does this open up for romance with Miss Jen? Does it mean Mr. Mazzara, or does it mean Zach, the North High drama teacher? Probably Zach. I mean, we see them dancing in the promo, and I'll talk about them in the promo. So I think that's probably going to be where it goes, unless we do see Mr. Mazzara, like, have, like, unless we do see that. I don't think so, but you never know. I mean, I could never expect these interesting love triangles. So then Courtney ends up telling Howie how she feels, and he accepts. So it looks like that is a relationship in the future. I mean, it looks like it, and I think that's pretty cool, because I want Courtney to have her own stuff going on. I mean, I want her to have her own role, and sure, she can do that by being strong, single, independent woman. Those words just are interesting to me, just that grouping. But I do think that it's really cool that she's getting a love interest. And that kind of just inspires Nene to write this song about the rose. It really was some of Olivia Rodrigo's best work. I'm not sure when I'll do a song review on it, but I'm glad I started the song review up when all of her good songs were coming out. I think that's pretty cool, because I feel like this song, I'm not sure if it'll be this week's, because this week I'm doing a Joshua Bassett Even When, but maybe the following week, or maybe I'll switch them around, because I really do want to talk about the song, because it is such a good song, what the final product is, because then Carlos records the whole event, and that's, I guess, is going to be their next weapon for North High, just that beautiful song that Nene sung, because I don't think that, like, Lily or any of them could sing like that. We also see that Lily is, like, talking to I forget who is it the Gaston or something like that, or the Lumiere of North High, and she's talking to them at the pizza shop, and she's kind of going undercover, so she's delivering, like, this interesting comedy role that I think is kind of almost needed for this show, honestly. So yeah, we kind of have that going on, and then we also have Ashlyn sings this song, and friendship is a main theme this episode, and I think that's really cool. And then her and Gina, I think Gina's not going to leave. I think we can all agree on that. But I think it was really cool to see their friendship, because they really have grown closer, because they have been roommates and everything. Okay, some final thoughts about this episode. I thought, I want to say something, is that why did Ricky, like, in episode 5, last episode, he was like, if we were dating, why would he say that after he rejected her, knowing how she felt? That just confused me. And comment down below if you feel that way too. That just confused me. I did not understand why he said that. Really weird to me, but I'm interested to see where that goes. The whole group chat thing was funny, how there's 2 separate group chats. Carlos and Seb. Carlos got the ball thrown at him from that shot in the trailer, and that was also really funny. So overall, it was a good episode. I'm going to give it an 7.5 out of 10. It was definitely a better episode. Probably equivalent to episode 5. Maybe a little bit worse, but overall, I think the season is definitely getting better after those a few episodes that I wasn't a big fan of. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. Comment down below, what did you think of this episode? I think it was personally good. So anyways, I'm gonna thank everyone for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video. Thanks everyone for watching, and bye.